Paranormal.
Welcome to Radio Paranormal.
Hello, Mr.
One of these
Brandon.
days, I'm going to figure out the mystery of my disappearing backpack in our intro package there. Like,
Well-
the straps are there, and then you see, like, the other straps, but then AI me turns around and there's no backpack.
Well, I'm waiting for the ghost to give you a wet willy.
Every time, I think that ghost is getting closer to me.
I think it does.
And he's smoking the good herb. We can just say it like that.
And
I noticed that.
And I'm just still cross-eyed.
Well, I don't know why you're so cross-eyed, but it's funny.
Well, honestly, so real story, blind in my right eye, right? And when I was little, I have a lazy eye in that eye. So it would just kind of like I'd be talking to someone and just kind of go off in its own direction.
Look,
So
my beautiful wife is on.
Hi. Hello, beautiful wife. Oh, hi, Anna. So
We're 4 days away from seeing you.
I know. Meeting for the first time in person. Isn't that
Like
crazy?
ever in person. Yeah.
True
What if we
story.
don't like each other?
I know. I don't know.
I'll
That
just
would
go
be-
home. After the con, I'll just go home.
Yeah, after the bus tours. Please after the cemetery tours, please.
Speaking of cemetery and bus tours, let's pay some bills real quick because I think we're gonna have an interesting show tonight.
We are.
Where is the thing? Is this the one you wanna? Is that one? No.
Sure. Or the
No.
town. How about the town? That one.
There we go.
These are the non-local speakers that are coming, and we're going to have, and three of our guests tonight are local. But New Orleans Paracon, it's this weekend, folks. Guess what? All the packages are now sold out. There are no more packages available. There are no room block rooms available. There are rooms at the hotel available. There are passes available for day and weekend, and you still have room on ghost hunts. So all of those can be added on. And we've added a child ticket for during the day for $10. If anyone
You
wants,
too can buy a child for $10 per
yes,
ticket.
selling kids.
That's
for
not
$10.
right.
No, it's not.
No, that's not the way that goes.
But come out. Your workshops are included in your pass. And you're going to have plenty of very great subjects to listen to. Locals, come on down.
Tons of free classes too. Like you don't have there's paid classes, but there's also free classes. So I mean, there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, and you'll have a great opportunity to learn about a lot of New Orleans stuff. And keep it in a very positive light and learn responsible, ethical things about ghost hunting, reality about certain things, like voodoo and vampires and Native American stuff and all the things. So come on out, book your tickets online at neworleansparacon.com. And don't be afraid. If you've got a question, call or text Jen at 504-321-3366.
You're never good at this. This little QR code, if you can scan, wrong way, that one. And you can get to the Paracon website to look at tickets as well.
And I just put the phone number in comments. You can call or text that. And ask questions. Here's the thing. Chris and I are not your typical Paracon planners, I don't think. I could be wrong. But we're like, I don't know, we're accommodating, like we're gonna customize some stuff for you if we can. If we can make it work, if you can dream it up and we can make it work, we're gonna make it work. We want everyone to have a good time, and we want everyone to participate in as much as they can. So
come on out and see us.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Come see us, and then watch me with all like the powdered sugar all over my face.
From
all the beignets, I'm just gonna be shoving down my throat. Come help me eat a beignet. Actually, don't buy your own. I'm gonna eat the whole thing. Come sit with me, buy your own, and then we'll eat together.
So it's gonna be a great time. Schedules online, ghost hunts are online. We are sold out of the Andrew Jackson. I think it's Friday. maybe Saturday.
Nice.
One of the
That'll be a good one.
We do have room at the Voodoo House, and we call it that because we have to, for a lot of reasons. But we do have some room on the cemetery ghost hunt. Got a second bus, so there you go.
Oh, yeah, y'all come out and hang out with me in the Masonic Cemetery. I am a Master Mason, so this will be. I'll have some trigger items from the Masonic Lodge. It'll be fun. I generally don't do cemeteries. However, I will do this one. I kind of feel welcome in those. But
and you're going to go to
it'll be fun.
Park and see one of our very sacred live oaks. There's another one in Congo Square as well. So come feel the soul of New Orleans, our heartbeat, because boy, the city's got one. And the wife. Oh, you're beautiful. And I'm excited to meet you. And we're going to be.
I want to take in all the beautiful sights and all the heartburn that comes with New Orleans.
Yeah, you are.
I'm down.
Yeah. A lot of food. Gonna eat it up. Food up.
So I'm excited about our guests. Would you like to set this up for the home run?
So one of our free workshops, folks, that is included with all packages and general admission / passes, is a voodoo panel. And we have 4 practitioners from the area. And I don't know, the 2 of them are from outside, but I think still in the family, that you're going to have an opportunity to learn about voodoo from experts, from practitioners, from the owner of, I'll be honest, it has always been my favorite voodoo shop here in New Orleans, Voodoo Authentica, especially when I'm walking around and I'm just having a bad day and I don't feel right. You know what I do, Brandon?
What do you do? Tell me.
I walk into Voodoo Authentica and it just feels so good and it's so calming and it smells so good. And I just walk around and I see where I am pulled towards with all the altars that they have there. And then I get my direction and I feel better and I'll probably buy some stuff, say hi to my friends and leave.
I know me and my wife look forward to going into Voodoo Authentica. Like I've heard that name like a bunch, but I haven't had the opportunity to get down there. So
and Chris and I have both gotten readings there. Chris got a reading. Can you believe that?
I don't believe that.
He did. That is the it will happen again the 2nd of February unless it's with this specific person at Voodoo Authentica, Camille, that we've known for years. So let's welcome 3 of our voodoo panel experts here. We'll let them introduce themselves and say a little something about themselves.
There we go. Hi. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hey. Hey, Jen. Hey, Brandon. How y'all doing?
I'm well and curious.
All right. Good things to be.
So let's just start this off. What is this? This is a paranormal show where we just talk about whatever and everything, and we have a good time. I'm answering somebody that I guess just found us. So sit back and enjoy the ride. We're talking about voodoo. If you're cool, if you're into that, join us, won't you? Sorry, I'm back.
Not just learn stuff.
So let's just get the first big question out of the way. And then I'm just going to ask 5 of the same thing. What are the top 5 things that you guys can't stand about Hollywood voodoo?
Well, first you had asked us to introduce ourselves. So
that's right. I'll
do the first before the first. Right?
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Mambo Brandi.
The other first.
Yeah, the other first. The other. I'm Mambo Brandi, and I'm the owner of Voodoo Authentica of New Orleans Cultural Center and Collection, and also the owner of and producer of VOODOOFEST that we do every year for free on October 31st. This year will be our 28th annual. So, and Mambo Maggie, take the floor, please.
Hello, I'm Mambo Maggie, right from Haiti. And I'm here in New Orleans doing voodoo.
You sound like you have everything you need. I'm here in New Orleans. I'm doing
I
good.
do.
We got each other.
That's it. That's it. That's all we need.
There you go.
Yep.
And I'm Ungan Jesse. I'm originally from Houma, Louisiana, and I'm here doing voodoo too.
So, okay, now I have another first question before the second question. What does Mambo mean? What are the titles that you're saying? I don't know what that means.
Well, Mambo is just a voodoo priestess. Ungan is a voodoo priest. And it's just, I'm born and raised in New Orleans, and all my family is too, but I have family who is Haitian too. She's like, so my initiation into the priesthood took place in Haiti, even though I'm a New Orleans girl. So someone who's initiated in Haiti, it's a Mambo. But if you call me a voodoo priestess, it's the same thing. Voodoo priestess, Mambo, and then same thing. Jesse was initiated in Haiti, so he's an Ungan, and that's voodoo priests.
It's man and woman.
Yeah. Ungan is a male priest, and a Mambo is a female
priest.
Okay, that makes sense.
This is why I didn't say Mambo, etc., because I was not sure how to pronounce Ungan. I would have pronounced the H and done it wrong. So if you're wondering why I didn't say your titles, that is why. Because
and that's the same.
We're not gonna. If you say Ungan, we're not gonna give you a hard time.
Okay.
Well, good.
We're not gonna give you a hard time.
But it's Ungan.
Unga. Unga.
Unga.
My man.
I promise you.
As long as you don't say New Orleans.
Oh, no, listen. I
did that.
I did that once.
Yeah, and only once, right?
Yeah, like I did it. I got a pass. Hey, you're from South Carolina. We know you're dumb. Just listen. And I'm like,
I say that is if we're rhyming it in a song.
Yeah.
You know what it means. It's New Orleans. Other than that, it's New Orleans.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And look, I can't wait. I've never been down there. I've been doing this paranormal thing for 30 plus years. And my trail has never made it to New Orleans. And I just kind of like to let the universe take me where it will. And I think it worked out perfect because I wasn't ready for New Orleans years ago.
No.
I'd have went down there and partied and let all the protection down and just been stupid. But now I'm ready. Now I'm an old man and I ain't got time for that. So I'm excited.
Well, you're gonna have a great time. You're gonna have such a good time.
So
it really is.
Yeah, I mean, look, everything that I see and watch about New Orleans, even from a kid, like I wanted to get hit in the head with a coconut, for God's sake. Like, I hear they don't do that anymore, so I can't do that on my bucket list. But I mean, it's a hodgepodge of America. New Orleans is America, and the oldest part of America because it still has the customs from what, 1700s, 1600s.
Longer.
And if you really want to get hit in the head with a coconut, we can arrange anything.
This is what I like about New Orleans.
I think I might like to hit you in the head with a coconut.
I mean, you haven't met me in person. It might be you want to hit me with several coconuts in the head.
You got that right, yeah.
Brandy, he's kind of short, so it's going to be hard.
All right, I'll aim low.
I'm pretty quick for a fat guy. Okay, so Jennifer, you want to jump in?
So we're going to go back to kind of, how am I going to ask this? So there's a lot of tradition practiced in New Orleans, voodoo and tradition. And I think what would be good for people listening and watching is discussing the roots, what's practiced here, and your practices. Like because we see Haitian and we talk about Voodoo and the Fawn people, and I know I've got friends that are Ifa practitioners and all of those things. And it's hard for those of us who don't practice to know what are all the differences between all of that. And roots are to me, very telling, because our spiritual practices in New Orleans and our food and culture all come from a lot of these roots.
Well, voodoo, the term voodoo actually comes from the Fongwe and Ewe people. So if you picture a map of Africa in your mind, you're looking from southwestern Nigeria through Ghana. So that region, that's where the word voodoo comes from, which means spirit, God, creator of the universe, this type of meaning.
Got it.
But voodoo as practiced today
In New
Orleans specifically, you have to think of a picture of Africa in your mind again. Think from northern Angola and come up the coast all the way up to Senegal.
Okay.
So the Congo and up all the way to Senegal, it was the region that slaves were taken from that came to the United States. And all these different cultures, all very similar in practice, came together in New Orleans and created what we have today as New Orleans voodoo. Also, the Native American practices that were here became part of voodoo.
New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans voodoo specifically. European practices that were brought over became intertwined in New Orleans voodoo. So that's kind of, we think of African voodoo, we think of these few little countries, but it's a very long spread along the African coast.
Yeah, that's a lot longer than. That's a lot more.
Also, you had sorry, Brandon.
No, go ahead, please.
And then a little bit later on, you had people who were taken from Haiti, French West Indies. So then you had that influence. So what you see today that is New Orleans voodoo, all of these elements, they didn't just happen. Oh, we're just jumping up and practicing something today. This is a very organic process that is taking place. There's a reason that there's the just straight up New Orleanian aspect, like Marie Laveau, just from here. There's a reason that on a New Orleans voodoo altar, we have a lot of altars at Voodoo Authentica, as Jen knows, coming to get her solace. But you're going to see Catholic saints. You're going to see African statues. You're going to see Haitian drapeau, and you're going to see all of these different things. Some Native American. You might see a Mardi Gras bead on there. So all of these influences. It's not this just came up with it free for all. It's the way it is because of history. Because of all, it's a gumbo that it is, because all these ingredients coming together that came to New Orleans at different times. Yeah. And then, once the stamp is on, it's on. It's on for good. Even if something else comes along, it doesn't displace it. Okay. It just it gets thrown into the gumbo. So hope that answers. Yeah, we meandered, or I meandered a little bit. But.
No, but that's okay, because that's how we learn stuff, by meandering and getting to know each other. Like, that's what I like about this show. I don't have a bunch of set questions I'm gonna sit here and ask you. I want to get to know you, so we can meander all we want. Right, but here's my question that I don't understand. There's so many different spirits, gods, I don't know what to call them, in voodoo. Do you pick who you worship, or is it more of you kind of you go with their attitudes? Like, we need to cover this about the whole I don't know.
I think at first of the God thing, when you I like history, so, and as especially religious history. It's kind of a hobby of mine. So
Okay.
When you look back at ancient Africa, these voodoo traditions, they're the oldest traditions in the world, and it's always monotheistic. So the oldest traditions, we think of ancient cultures being polytheistic, but the oldest ones we can find archaeologically speaking, are actually monotheistic. And voodoo is a monotheistic religion. We believe in one God, and then under God we have many, many, many spirits. And there's a spirit for every aspect of life. So if it's love, if it's justice, if it's having babies, or you have a son or daughter that's going to war, you need them protected. There's an aspect of life. There's a spirit for every aspect of life, and we serve these spirits. And in ceremony, we have, we'll go through different nations of spirits. We call it. We'll serve this group of spirits, then we'll serve this other group of spirits, and this throughout and throughout and throughout. And now the spirits do have certain feast days throughout the calendar year that we'll serve, like the spirit Ogu was a very ancient spirit of war, technology, iron. This spirit, the feast day just passed on the 25th of July. So we're just right in that time where we would serve him. So but as for serving the spirits, do we just pick and choose? Yes and no. If there's a certain thing that needs to be done, a person comes to us with a problem, we will always do one thing the same no matter what. We'll always serve Papa Legba first in anything we're doing. That's the spirit of the crossroads. So we want him to open up the gates so we can communicate with the rest of the spirit world. Now, after that, we might call upon Ezeli Freda, the spirit of love, or Ogu for justice, or the gates, whatever the case may be. But
I'm just going to jump in and say, since you're mentioning spirits, I'm going to jump in, but then I'm going to jump out. You might hear he's mentioning, some Loa, some Orisha. The Orisha are the African spirit forces, the Loa are the Haitian spirit forces. So you see he's mentioning them interchangeably because for the very reason we already addressed. We have, if you come to Voodoo Authentica, you're going to see there's an altar for Elegua and Papa Legba and Eshu, the different crossroads spirits, sharing space. You see Urzuli Freda, and then you also see Oshun. So that's because of these different influences. So you will see things that you'll only see in New Orleans, and then you'll see African spirit forces, the Orishas, and Haitian spirit forces, the Loa, honored in New Orleans in ways that are different from how they're honored elsewhere. You may have a song sung completely differently to Oshun, an African Orisha, than it may be sung in Africa or Brazil or somewhere else.
Right.
Because that song came and evolved here also in New Orleans with the drums we had available, the rhythms we had available. So there's never a time when someone's going to come from somewhere else and not know, oh yeah, that's Oshun, that's Urzuli Freda. But they'll see it's a little different. Like if you're from Haiti, you're going to recognize this is an altar for Urzuli Freda.
Okay.
Somebody coming from Benin, we just had a bunch of people from Benin. They're going to see, oh, that's for Oshun, that's for Ogun. But they're going to see also a little different, but they're still going to come put down something on the altar. They're immediately going to know who this altar is representing, but it's just, as they say, New Orleans hits different.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the crossroads, because I wanted to bring up Robert Johnson. So everybody says the myth goes that he sold his soul to the devil at the crossroads. Well, I never believed it was the devil. I thought it was some type of voodoo. But what is your opinion on
People
on
do
that
make
one?
deals at the crossroads.
Yeah, people do make deals at the crossroads, but I think selling your soul to the devil, that sells a lot of movie tickets, but
Right.
it's probably a lot less dramatic and simpler than that. He probably said, Papa Legba, I'm not doing too well in this music industry. I really need some help. Can you help me out? And he said, no problem. And he helped him out. Said, light a candle on the crossroads, pour a little bit of rum, and go on your way. And it was probably that simple. But
Right.
that's not a very fun story.
No.
No, it's not. But I always wondered that. Go ahead, Jim.
So a lot of times when when Chris and I would do some history tours and stuff, we were always told that voodoo and Catholicism, I really feel are very similar. So when you talk about the Loa, it's such that you could liken it to Catholic saints, where we pray to Saint Francis for help with animals and things like that. Still believe in one true God, but we believe, Catholics believe in saints that we work with as well. And doing this for so long, and I'd love your take on this. I kind of wonder if people are so focused on the details, they lose perspective that maybe we're all talking to the same energy.
Well, I'll address something real quick just because it does matter about the Catholicism. It's not just that it's similar, and it is how there's a saint for everything, but
Right.
You're going to see that a lot of people in voodoo in certain regions are Catholic, like us.
Yeah.
They talk about Haiti. You hear them say Haiti's 90% Catholic and 100% voodoo.
Yeah, I've heard that.
That's been said for a long time. But think about in terms of New Orleans, and not just New Orleans, but I'm talking about New Orleans right now. When slaves were taken to New Orleans, they were forced to practice Catholicism. It wasn't like, oh, you could practice this, or this. They were forced to practice Catholicism. So the way voodoo survived then was to have this system of a kind of syncretism. So you'd have, instead of saying, oh, here's something for Urzuli Freda, there would be an aspect of the Virgin Mother. So if there was any type of imagery that was, that the enslaved people were using, it looked like it was all Catholic, where you might have, St. Peter and someone's actually praying to Papa Legba.
Yeah.
Got it.
Because they're both door openers.
Right.
You might, so when you see the altars, you're going to see there's a Catholic saint on almost all of them.
Yes. Oh,
On
wow.
whether it's an Orisha altar or a Loa altar, you're going to see pictures of the Catholic saints, statues of the Catholic saints, to the point where it goes. I mean, that's way back when it got woven. And like I said, when it puts its stamp on, it doesn't exit. So the Catholicism came in and stayed in, to the point that now you're like, you're not really thinking Saint Anne or Grand Urzuli. You're thinking of them kind of both at the same time. It's not one ousted the other. They're together.
Okay.
They're together. So not all Catholics are going to be okay with that. But when you live that, you don't know how to they're intertwined, and you can't take them away. It's in there. I don't know how to do that separation.
No.
Nor would I.
I'll tell you an experience I had at your shop.
And then we got a couple of questions.
We do have a couple questions. So, grown up Catholic, figured out I had abilities, figuring out my way, witch by blood, etc., etc. It was very interesting on one of those days that I walked into your shop, and I was going to get some essential oil and some Florida water. And I walked around and I walked around and started getting pushed and guided to one of the altars there. And I think it was Oshan. Is that the one that deals with ancestral communication and honoring?
I think she says.
What?
With ancestor, you're thinking of the Gede.
No, there was an altar that had something to do with ancestral communication or somebody like that. I want to say it had something to do with Oshan. I just was reading what was on.
Oshan.
No, maybe it's Oshan.
Oshun.
Yeah. It's OSUM.
Is it OSHUN? We're having trouble understanding what you're saying.
It was, I can tell you where it was. So when you walk in the back room, it was on the right. I think it was in the second set of shelves. Might have been in the.
Oh yeah. That's Oya and Shango.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like Oya, because Oya is on about many things. You know, we ask her to help us when there's hurricanes, but we also go to her. She is the queen of the cemeteries and the spirit world.
Mm-hmm.
So mother of mind, we go to her with scholastic matters. And because she's queen of the cemeteries, we do talk to her when it comes to, you know, things about our ancestors. I'm just trying to understand exactly what you're talking about. The Oshun altar mainly, I mean, there's no one trick ponies. We'll tell you this is their main domain, but all of the spirits can help with a variety of things, but you kind of zero in on the main purposes. And Oshun, who I think that's what you were saying, Oshun is mainly about love, abundance, prosperity. When we go to her, it's typically for those things. And
I think it was the other then, the one, because I remember where it was, and I stopped. And because I was like, all right, what's going on? What's wrong? I feel blocked. And I was thinking these things, and I kind of got pushed around the shop, and I stopped. And I looked at where I was stopped, and I thought, okay, fine, I get your message. But it's interesting, as someone who is not a voodoo practitioner, how these energies from other practices still step in and go, okay, you're not listening, so we're going to tell you. And they
That's the way. Yep.
And then we have a good question about that from James. I definitely want to get the questions in. So James says, I'm a Christian-based paranormal investigator. I have certain beliefs about the afterlife that aren't popular among religious people. What is your take on the afterlife? Good question.
Aren't popular among who? What is it?
Religious people.
I don't know.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry.
I can I guess we could all give an input on that. It's a very personal thing. You know, as we said earlier, we're all voodoo priests. We're also practicing Catholics. Now we don't attend mass as often as Mambo Maggie. She's a real good Catholic.
Speak for yourself.
I do.
But so there's that aspect where, you know, a voodoo person can still believe the same Christian or Catholic tradition of life after death, that you're going to spend, after you die, you spend time in heaven or in purgatory, then heaven, and then one day Jesus will come back to earth and rebuild the earth, and we'll all live here on earth in a perfect, all perfect beings in a perfect world. The traditional, if you go back, you know, to old voodoo teachings, it was kind of a comma, the death, and then a continuation of the same thing, just on the other side. So you just you shedded this physical body when you were finished with it, and then you just kept on going. You were still here to help your family, to do all the things you would normally do, be it take care of your children, protect people, warn people. Basically, you just became a higher being. You had more power to do things that you couldn't do in the physical body.
And on this side, on this side, the family who's still on the earth was doing prayers and pouring water, libations to lift and elevate the spirits on the other side. So it's a continuing relationship.
Right. I mean, and we, as Catholics, we light candles when we're thinking of someone who's passed or someone who needs prayer, healing. Same in voodoo. We keep altars. It's just so many similarities to these things that I hope when people come down here can embrace the similarities, and seeing and hearing what you guys have to say and teach. Brandon had to step away. I think it's a little humid. It's just as humid in South Carolina as it is here. Can you believe that?
Right now, I do. The all of the Southeast is hot right now.
Yes, but we've been lucky with breezes. So apparently, I'm a weather witch. So I was like, all right, if I'm a weather witch, we're gonna have a cool breeze, July 31st through August 2nd. Is all I'm saying. We need that. So if people are going to attend the voodoo workshop, what are some, kind of give them some key, you don't have to say the whole thing, but what are some key points they can expect you guys to talk about?
Well, typically we try to cover kind of a New Orleans Voodoo 101 first, before we do anything. We don't assume knowledge. We don't put the burden on others to know what they may not know.
Yep.
So we'll begin definitely with a brief Voodoo 101, just what is voodoo? How did it get to New Orleans in the first place? And what's going on with voodoo today, and then we would say, hey, we're interested, which we genuinely are, in what y'all want to know. And we'll give some basic information about, the common misconceptions, the stereotypes that get it wrong, about dolls, this, that, the other thing. And then after we've covered what a lot of people, the questions that we've heard over many, many years that people have, we'll use that as a guide to start. But then we're going to hear from people. Some people are so knowledgeable and they're so open-minded, and they come with surprising questions that are, clearly coming from a very well-informed mind.
Right.
And so some of what we're going to talk about has a lot to do with what y'all want to know.
So before Brandon will come back, you brought up something about the dolls, because that's something that a lot of people have a real misconception about, potentially. So can you talk about the dolls in voodoo? Briefly, don't give us the whole tea. We're going to have to say
no problem. So the big misconception that we've seen on a lot of TV shows and stuff, movies, is that a doll, you stick the pin and someone breaks their leg, and that they're always going to be used for some kind of negativity and harm and evil. And the truth is, it's a tool. It's a tool. We recommend using tools such as dolls for good purposes, to bring good things into your life, because what you send out is what you get back, and typically threefold you get it back. So watch what you send out.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
a doll, if when we do use a pin in a doll, it's kind of like, think about it as spiritual acupuncture, where someone comes in, they've got something going on with the physical heart or the proverbial heart, and they need healing in that area. So we may put that pin just to focus energy into that area, focus that healing energy into that area, and create a better result for them. Hopefully help them to connect with their own spirit so they can then do their own work. Give them a fishing pole rather than the fish. And I do want to make it clear, though, that anything dolls, candles, these are tools. These are tools. And the tool and its purpose, it's all about who's using that tool. So if I want to take my fork and eat some jambalaya, great. If I want to take that fork and stab someone in the eye with it, not so great. But it's the same tool. A fork isn't inherently good or evil. A fork's just a tool. How am I using it?
Right.
So the doll is a tool. The doll is a tool. And we choose to use the tools that we have around us, that we create, for good things. That's not to say there's this Pollyanna thing going on where we're not going to, if you bring something, if you send something to us, we're going to hold up a mirror. And that's where the self-defense comes in. We're not going to be the originator of the negative working. But if you send something at us, we hope you like it, because it's coming back your way, and it's coming back threefold. You send something at us, our families, people we care about, whatever, that's just coming right back to you. So it's a mirror that's held up rather than us initiating negative work and hexes. It's not necessary. You just keep your protection up. You do your protection work, and people send something, it's just coming right back to them.
Because voodoo has it's not a negative practice in any aspect.
No.
Inherently, no. It is I would sometimes some people call it a religion, and it's definitely one of the world's oldest, but you have to understand that around the world, even here, people refer to it in different ways. Some people say voodoo is my spiritual path. Some people say voodoo is my way of life. Some people say voodoo is my religion. So although it is one of the world's oldest religions, just to clarify, not everyone refers to it that way, because some people don't have positive associations with the word religion. So they, or else they just don't think of it that way. But it is one of the world's oldest religions. So, but again, practitioners have different ways of expressing that.
Right.
What it is to them and how they're actually living it.
Yes, it's a very, we've had nothing but positive stuff. It's funny, there's a space that we ghost hunt in, and we think there's a Legba there. And I've seen it, but it actually, when we were there, said, "Oh, you're human." And so we had it, like the spirit likes to have theological debates, and Chris asked the spirit one time, "Is there only one true religion?" And this spirit said, "Yes, voodoo." So it was very old. Yeah, it was very interesting from this not human spirits, potentially not human. We never know. We're speaking to.
That leads me to this question. Is there any ties between voodoo and the Zoroastrians of the Middle East?
Not really. None that we can find, theologically speaking or historically speaking.
Fair enough.
I'm sure there were trade routes that went from West Africa through to Egypt. So I'm sure there was some intermingling, at least trading at some point throughout history, but no theological trading, if you will, that we can find.
Right. And I know you were talking about the dolls. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I had somebody tell me this a long time ago, that the dolls were also used for medical record keeping. They would say, like, you come in, your head was hurt. You would make the doll, and they put the pin in the head and put it up. And next time you come in, you'd be like, hey, that's my doll. And you see the pin in the head and be like, okay, I worked on your head last week or whatever. How's your head? Is that true? Is there any truth to that?
Yep.
Well, just remember, it's a tool. It's a tool. So, many people have used the dolls in different ways. And just because someone sees a doll, you can't assume automatically that it's being used by someone in voodoo.
Right.
Because other people who practice magic use dolls.
Yep.
Some people call them poppets and different, other traditions. But so it's a tool, and someone wants to use it for their medical practice. Someone wants to use it for sympathetic magic. It's a tool. So how many ways can you use a doll? How many ways can you use a fork?
Fair.
You really need it. You can use a fork as a screwdriver. So there's no way we could cover every use ever done of the doll.
Right.
That was definitely true, though.
Yeah, because once somebody
that is one way. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get off the topic.
No, that's fine. But once they told me that, it all clicked. Like, because I think we have hoodoo up here, and that's gonna be my next question: is there a difference, and what is the difference between voodoo and hoodoo? Well, actually, let me just go ahead and ask that: is there a difference, and what is the difference between voodoo and hoodoo?
Yeah, I'll cover that. Well, voodoo is the religious, or voodoo is the religion, let's say.
Okay.
Well, hoodoo is more of a magical practice. So,
a collection of magic.
Collection of magics. So that's if you have to, you're not necessarily a hoodoo man, let's say, may not necessarily be a voodoo practitioner.
Okay.
But they work with the herbs, they work with magic, these types of things. So a voodoo priest or priestess may very well also be a hoodoo person, because they're using the herbs, they're using the roots and the stones and these magical items to do work with people. So a voodoo person may very well be hoodoo, but hoodoo person is not necessarily a voodoo person. They're practicing a set of magic.
That makes sense. Okay. Thank you for that.
Without necessarily the religious stuff that goes with it.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, that makes sense then. Okay. Well, thank you for that, because I've always wondered that, because I hear we've got root workers up here in South Carolina, and I hear hoodoo a lot. But I don't really know what it means, because to be honest, I live 3.5 hours from any hoodoo or anything. I'm up in the mountains.
Yeah.
So, we've got different way of life up here, but I've always wondered the difference, because it sounds so similar. I just assumed it was the same thing. But
okay, it's kind of the same, but not the same, because a voodoo person is a person saying that you have to go to school. It's not schooling, but voodoo school, because you have to go with the thing that called with levitate, and then you have to go see the highest, and then the highest, until you get what we call the asom. You understand? Which come to voodoo, they don't go to school for that. They just learn different kind of things.
Okay, that makes sense. And then my wife is here picking on me. You think you're only 3.5 hours away? Yes, from the beach, babe, not from New Orleans. I'm way further away from that. But Jennifer, you got anything? We got about 10 minutes left.
So, here's my question. So, godmother or godfather, when you are being initiated or in the process of can you talk a little bit about that? It's just so different people that we know who were in the process, going through processes of different initiations, always have talked to me, said, well, I have to ask my godmother, godfather's permission. So it's definitely not their blood relative.
It's not blood, but it's like blood. When you become a priestess or a wunga, you become part of a community.
Mm-hmm.
So that community, the head of the community is your godmother. Or it could be a godfather. If it's a man, it's a godfather. And if it's a woman, it's a godmother. Like we became sister. The reason why me and Brandy became sister, because my mom happened to be my mother, my godmother, and Brandy's godmother adopted. Well, you're not adopted. You're not adopted. Don't call it adopted. Yes, because she's Lola. My mom love her, and she loved my mom the same way. It's like two peas in a pie. It's like freaking frack. Them two.
I'll take it. It's true.
So it's really like a community and family. And then that's like someone who's guiding you during your process of, well, I'm not sure I should do that or not do that. Let me ask this person for guidance as I'm on my path to.
Well, think about a parent. Any parent
Right.
has to guide a child to a certain point. But at some point, it goes back to the fishing pole and fish thing. Your mission as a parent, a godparent, any type of parent really needs to be to ultimately, excuse me, you have me cracking up with the freaking frat, to ultimately raise an independent human being, someone who can stand on their own 2 feet, whether that's about making a decision in voodoo or making a decision on what school to go to or, what job to get. Ultimately, that there's a point you have to hold the hand of your child or your godchild. But the end game should always be to not have someone who's dependent, but someone who can think for themselves, stand on their own 2 feet, and live with confidence, whether that's in voodoo, the rest of the general life, relationships. Voodoo threads through it all, but you want people who can think for themselves. And that doesn't mean just like you might have a daughter who's 5 and then 25 and then 35, and that doesn't mean that your daughter or son won't call you at some point, even as an adult, to get your counsel. You don't want to have someone who can't take a step forward and decide what they want to order for dinner without your help. That's not the right way to raise children or voodoo godchildren. That means that you want them to depend on you forever, and I don't think that's healthy.
Yeah, the whole point of life, whether it be spiritual or physical life, is to raise our children and then get them out in the world where they can take care of themselves, and then they raise their children, put them out there. Yep. This is how human life has stayed on earth for so many thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions maybe of years. And and it's the same way voodoo survived. A mother taught her daughter or his son, a father taught his daughter or his son. This is how things survive.
Yeah, and if a person who is a member of your voodoo house, or let's say someone else's house, because our people aren't like that, if they're a member of a house and they have to call their godmother about every single thing, I gotta think
something's not right.
Something feels
Right.
a little iffy about that. I'm not saying if they're brand new, and it's a big decision, sure, but when you have someone calling about everything, what do you think of that?
And that's just no way for that person to live, because they're always going to be fighting a depression because you're not taking care of yourself. And when you don't take care of yourself, your body.
And none of us are going to pretend we haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Because we have, but
right.
In fact, we end up with a lot of those people ending up coming to us because they did have a lot of questions that didn't actually get answered. They might have gotten taken, initiated, and then once someone had that money, that was like, okay, that's all she wrote, and then they're left kind of orphaned.
Yeah.
Not really knowing what to do. So you end up, it is a kind of adoption, because you end up having people who have been orphaned in a way by godparents who didn't teach them even the basics.
Yeah. So you have Voodoo Fest coming up. You said, what, 28 years?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is?
Crazy to think about.
Everybody about that, when they can join, how they can join, all about Voodoo Fest. Because I've popped in from time to time when I am not working, and I did pop in this year when you guys were out on the street doing some dances and stuff. So, but
Voodoo Fest is older than I am.
Yeah, by at least 10 years.
Thank you.
You're just a young sprout.
It's not the age; it's the mileage.
That's right. I don't know if that's a good thing.
Look, I was in the Marine Corps, so I got mileage.
Yeah, it is coming up, and we cook all night long. Maggie's cooking. I'm cooking. Good Lord, it's not, some free events, the food is like hot dogs or something. No, this is like good New Orleans food you won't get anywhere else. People line up around the corner, Jen knows, to come and get the Voodoo Fest food. It's food you only get at Voodoo Fest. Uncle Gene's gumbo, jambalaya, delicious. Mambo Maggie's Creole chicken, the Haitian beans, and then my butter beans with pickled pork and sausage.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I tell you, in not too long, once we open those pots, you can't wait, because there's not a bean left in the pot, not a grain of rice left. It's just so good. It's so good. And then we're singing, we're dancing, we're honoring spirit all day, honoring the ancestors. People are coming to learn. It's a way to be a part of the community. Our house, our New Orleans Voodoo community, the Voodoo Authentica family, it really is an insider's look. And you're not an outsider. You're not an outsider looking in. You're a part of it with us. When we're singing, you're singing with us. When we're dancing, you're dancing with us. When it's, we're there, we're doing opening ceremony at 1, then the closing ceremony, the ancestral healing ceremony at 7. We're singing out. We're calling out to our people on the other side, and they are answering back. That's what's so moving, is people can feel, they can feel their loved ones on the other side truly reaching out to them. And it's the drumming and the singing and the calling out to your people. It's a very much individual from the heart when you're calling out, but you have this group behind you, that it is calling with you, calling to your people with you, and wants you to get through. It's really something that we do together.
It's very special.
Very, very special.
I hope. And when is it? And how can people participate? Where can they find more info?
Just October 31st. You can go to VOODOOFEST.com. Just it's free, so you don't have to buy a ticket. It's free. It's in the street. We block off the 600 block of Dumaine. It's right outside Voodoo Authentica in the street. So all you have to do is show up. We start at 1. We have the closing 1 p.m. We open. We have the closing ceremony at 7 p.m. So all you got to do is show up. Nothing to do, no ticket to buy. You just come as you are. Come with an open heart. If you want to participate in special ways, wear white, or you wear white for the ancestors, or you could wear purple and black for the Gede, depending on what perspective you're coming from. Some people are in their Halloween costumes. Yep. One guy came by dressed as Mr. Peanut. So you just don't know. It's New Orleans. You got to remember, this is Voodoo Fest, but it's also Halloween in the quarter at the same time. So you're in the middle of everything that's going on, and you come, you just open your heart, come with respect, come with respect, come with love, come to be a part of something with just love in your heart and respect. That's it, and that's all you have to bring with you. That's it. Love, respect, and gratitude for all the ancestors that have brought us together.
Yeah. We showed up in our witches outfits, my ladies group and I. We fit right in. Although in black.
Absolutely.
I mean,
what do you call your female group when you go out? What's the name that you use?
Every year on Halloween weekend we have witches lunch. And so we all wear black witch hats and all the things. And so since this year was on Halloween, that Friday was Halloween, we and it was my friend Julie, who's known Czar from forever. And I was so glad she suggested it because I was going to stop by anyway. So she's since Julie said we all came, I was coming anyway. So she took all 10 of us to Voodoo Fest after Witches Lunch to hang out and see what was going on. So yeah, we showed up in witchy apparel, but we fit right in.
Well, I'm glad y'all got to stop by, and that's just it. If you come with that joy and love, you're gonna fit right in. Whether you're dressed as a witch or as Mr. Peanut, or you're a local practitioner, you're a priestess from Africa, you're a priest from Haiti, it doesn't matter. You're gonna fit in, and you are welcome. That's what we're about. Yep. We include, we welcome, we want you to feel comfortable, and that you are a part of you're a part of the community that day.
So
the door is open. The door is open that day to come on in.
Well, I've been looking for something to do on Halloween because I'm sending my wife to Salem, Massachusetts. So I might have just found something to do on Halloween.
We look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, come on out. We'll have you on a drum.
Look, hey, I'm a drummer, by the way. So
perfect.
I knew it.
You're
gonna be there. We're gonna have a drum right in front of you. You'll get right into it. That's the other beautiful thing is people are coming together. They may use their hands, as instruments, use their voices. Yeah, use the cha-cha, and it doesn't matter. You may be a rock drummer, but that day you're gonna put your skills to work for spirit, and you'll get right in. It's amazing. It is magical how it all comes together. It syncs up together, and we're all just together with the same purpose, honoring the ancestors, honoring spirit, and it's we're gonna get you behind that drum.
And everybody got a blessing.
Yes,
I will do it.
That's the other beautiful thing. Everyone gets a blessing.
Yep.
I look forward to it. So everybody that's coming down to see the Paracon, go to Voodoo Authentica. Go check it out. Come to the panel, ask questions. I know that I still had one more question that my wife asked, but I'll ask it when we go into the background. But Jen, I did want to ask you something. So you kept mentioning about doing like some sort of
And there it was.